Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of our Medieval Total War Viking Invasion campaign as Northumbria. Here's a look at our current realm. We're doing pretty well. I would say we're well over the halfway point in terms of settlements needed for victory. We're not going for paint the map here. I'm not going to try to bother getting everything. But we are going for that two-thirds victory, and I think we should be arriving there pretty soon. Once we get down, I would say that once we took all of the Mercian settlements, we'd probably be there. If I remember correctly, total victory requires you from the bottom of the map going up to get to about here, excluding Ireland and Man and the Northern Isles and so on. And these two do not count for victory in any case. But speaking of, let's take a look at what we're doing here. We've got some evangelization efforts, some subterfuge efforts happening in Hordaland, and 87% Catholicism. I mean, that's pretty strong. What do we got here? 21, okay. And we had a rebellion that we caused in the last episode, I think it was, here. And loyalty is not looking too great, despite the fact that they do have a bawdy house. So there are presumably some spies here attempting to counter-spy. We've got a 2-star spy in Jutland. There's no watchtowers or border forts that would be, relevant to our, the anti-spy efforts. So I think we're good. The main news, the main event of this episode is capitalizing on our recent what feels like recent string of victories against the Saxons. We did manage to push into a more secure position down here to take Wessex in what feels like a way that we might be able to hold it. If we are counterattacked in the next episode by a couple of stacks into Wessex, we can always just retreat to the fort. We've got a bunch of mercenaries that we hired last season in Wicca. Still some more remaining, but I think that's good. For what we need, I think that's fine. Especially given the fact that there is a second or maybe even third civil war breaking out in Saxon territory. So they are going to lose Gwynedd, which is so nice. I cannot tell you how nice that is to not have to worry about this anymore, at least for the moment. That is 2.5 units of Huscarls that were red, and now I don't have to worry about them invading, at least potentially, at least theoretically. The AI rebels are very, very passive typically. Now it could be the case that this rebellion turns and joins the Saxons later, but that's why we need to capitalize on it, right? We need to make good our gains. I think we've done all the training we need to do. And we were moving down into Dorset from Somerset, I guess, with these couple of stacks, led by Edwulf of Bernicia, magnificent builder, and a man of honor, neither of which are going to be of any relevance for the coming battle. But our armies are looking a little scrappy at this stage. We've got a decent amount of spears. We have like one archer here, got some woodsmen, got the odd mercenary Viking Carls. We do have a horseman. That's right, Edwulf of Bernicia is a horseman. So that'll be interesting. It's rare that you have a really mobile high-star general in this campaign. At least that's the way it seems. Like, I've been getting a lot of Huscarls who've been generals. But regardless, we're going to move down into the king's territory here and see if we can push him somewhere. Hopefully he's just going to go over here or over here and then have to deal with rebellion. The big question mark here is what the Mercians are going to do. So we'll see. I don't think they have anything planned this turn. But Dorset, okay, the Saxons are just retreating out of there, which is great. It doesn't look like they invaded either of my territories, and we just take Dorset. Oh my gosh. That's great. This looks like it's a keep. I don't think this is going to be downgraded. Maybe I'm wrong. Dara, we killed an enemy spy working for the Mercians. All right, good. That's some experience for one of our assassins up there. And okay, they moved right over to Devon. Okay. What do we have here? Sussex and Canterbury. Or Kent. A lot of peasants here. No training facilities. And in Sussex, they've got, they got a bunch of, big assassin building here. But they can train fearedmen and archers, and I guess that's it. Peasants as well. So we can really expect nothing too big out of this. And in Devon, it looks like we got them kind of on the run. Now, what do we have here? All right, there are some Huscarls. There are a bunch of horsemen, which makes sense. This is sort of the horseman specialty province. really not a substantial amount of elite units. And their king is so bad, retreats very often. That's -6 morale. So total a net morale of -4. And he's got 0 command. I mean, this would be the time to press, I think, right? And just get this finished. Does he have any? All right, there's a prince over here, so we would not eliminate the faction. I think he probably does have a place to retreat to. And we want to get Defen because we don't want to have this sort of 2-province border with the Saxons, right? If they're going to survive, we want to have one border with them. So even if they're going to live in Cornwall, that's okay. We can just have a bunch of troops stationed here. And similarly, if they're going to be in Kent, we can just bottle them up by owning Sussex. Then I think I might pause because I'm a little concerned about all of this. The Mercians are just not doing anything against the Saxons, and the problem, of course, is that they could turn some of their power on us. Just looking at what they have here, I mean, this is certainly enough to do a lot of damage. It's not a great army by any means. They do have a unit of Huscarls, but just the fact that they've got kings with actual command stars, right, and actual morale bonuses. Up here, we're looking at, you know, a 3-star general. Pretty good-looking Lord Ethelwulf, King of Essex. Argumentative plus true valor, right? And he's got armor and weapon upgrades. And they're making more Fearedmen. And in Lindsay, they're making Huscarls. You know, not a ton, and we're making them 2. And we could even, very soon, we can make them in Wessex. So, I think our economy's still doing good. We're making 4,000 every turn. So that means we could still continue to hire mercenaries if we wanted to. And why not? Since we're probably going to be continuing to fight Saxons here. Loyalty is just looking really nice here. Let's merge these 2 together. I mean, he's not that great, Edwald. But we'll just get them all under one leader. And let's see, Wessex, oh, that's right. So we've got a title here that we inherited after taking over the province because they've built this building, the Royal Armory. So this centralizes the military power of the developing nation, allows the ruler to appoint an overall commander with the full resources of the kingdom behind him, gives the commander a considerable advantage on the battlefield. And indeed, this is what we get out of that, the 100-man, or the war leader, 3 loyalty, 1 dread, and 2 command. That is amazing. And this can be combined with regional titles or provincial titles. So if we've got someone who's got, like, let's see, well, you're not a governor of anything, but we could change that. We could give him a governor with, like, some stars. So we could make him a 6-star commander just with the 100-man title. And then, you know, if we've got another lordship kicking around, yeah, we could get it up to an odd 7. Now, again, I think we want to have it at an even number, but we get a lot of these lordships that are just kind of sitting tight. Let's see. You know, it might be worth going for Orkney. There is a trade good here. Not that that's going to be all that useful to us because we still don't have that trade infrastructure. But, you know, eventually we could get it and trade with the Irish. The thing about trade in this game is that it's much more viable in the larger map of Europe because trade requires a trade partner who is neutral or allied. All right? There's no advantage to having an ally in terms of your trade income. It's just you can't be at war with them. And in this small of a map with this few factions, you're likely to be at war with a lot of people once you get to the point where, you know, you can start capturing provinces at will. And also, you're going to be big enough that since you can't trade with yourself, it sort of has diminishing returns. So, you know, I haven't really done a trade-focused campaign in Viking Invasion. It just doesn't seem to lend itself very well to that, unfortunately. I would love it. I would love nothing more than to just sit back and build tall in this game. That would be very nice, very enjoyable. But it doesn't really lend itself to that, sadly. Now here, I mean, we could go for some more influence by relieving our allies again. This would cost us nothing. Just go here, drive out the rebels. What are we at here? 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 6 points of influence. You know, let's do it. I think I'm going to keep moving, moving troops down. You know, influence or loyalty is looking really good. We can actually... Okay, we can't move you right because the Saxons have moved in again, so we need to keep doing our due diligence, taking out Saxon ships as they appear in our waters. But this will cease to be a problem once we take over wherever it is they're making boats. That may have been Dorset, actually, so that we may be seeing the last of the Saxon fleets. And actually, it's interesting because they have the boat builder. We can just build boats right now. We don't need to build a port. Of course, you kind of want to build a port, so maybe we should get on that. I think, though, first thing, you know, it might be nice to go for a keep in Cornwall. This is just a single year. But, you know, maybe I'll wait for some of these buildings for the next king. Let's take a look at our heir situation. We don't have a prince who's come of age yet. We've got 2 years before Prince Egbert is going to be of age. It's 15 or 16, so 2 or 3 years. So it might make more sense to wait until our king, you know, kicks the bucket. He's already got builder. 10 happiness is nice, but do I want to go for, you know, great builder here when he's already 43? Right? Maybe what I want to do is wait until my young king takes over and really needs this trait, and then I can go nuts on all the quick buildings, the quick cheap buildings. So let's go for the more expensive port, and yeah, we'll do that. There is a trade good here again. Just talked about how trade doesn't matter in this game, but here I am sort of flailing around and building towards it. So can we take this army with all this? This is a pretty safe move. We could bring down a unit like all of you. Before I forget, let's queue up like... Yeah, let's go for some feared. Yeah, and we'll take the armored spears, move them down. Their loyalty's fine, and if we move everybody over here, this may actually not work. Yeah, we've got to wait, actually. I think we got to wait a turn. Okay. We'll get the spy built, and then we'll be, I think, in a much better position. And there's no border fort anymore. Okay, we can't recruit mercenaries yet, but we've got the infrastructure for it. So there's a lot of good stuff down here, actually. We're going to be getting 2 Valor Spies just out of Dorset. Already got the trading post. Already got +2 morale at the chapel here. And we've already got, still got the abbey. We got basic farms. There's a lot of good. So let's keep building. Keep training. Yeah, let's go with some spears. Market Seton will do feared. And yeah, so I think the action here is going to be we move like our good general out of here. Our bad general, quote-unquote, is Lord Edred, the King of Strathclyde. So he's a good runner. That's -3 morale. Great builder and charitable, Lord Egbert. So this is my 6-star guy. Now he's already got an extra title. And he's got a lordship. So we can't pile any more on him, sadly. But let's leave you there and we'll move you guys down. I think this is okay. We can certainly afford it. I'm just going to move you down for the purposes of kicking out the rebels. Let's go for another archer, and you know, I'm getting to the point where I think I may want something slightly more substantial in Pexeton. Let's go for some copper mining for the economy, and here, okay, right, we're getting ships built there. Fib is going on a boat builder. Let's see, what do we want to build in Deira? We've got enough money, we could just go for a keep. You know, it may not get built in time. And yeah, Huscarls, Woodsman, Fearedmen. Let's go for another boat and Reget, I guess. And yeah, copper mine. We're just spending all kinds of money. Alright, I think that'll be that. So we're not actually attacking westward. We've got to wait for our spies to come down and keep Dorset under our thumb. Alright, so it looks like the king was invading Cornwall. Alright, so they're just retreating. We've relieved post. The Welsh sent their gratitude. And Somerset is invaded. So the rebels are invading. I just talked about how the rebels are pretty passive in this game. Okay, so they're moving from Gwent, which is like southeastern Wales, down into Somerset, and sadly there's no bridge battle here. We do have some valor, and we've got, on a guy who doesn't have any valor, he's got some armor. So, you know, I'm willing to play this out, see how it goes. Alright, it looks like a rainy day here. Let's see what the area we've got to work with. Okay, this does not look good. We don't have any of the high ground down here. We could seize it, though. And actually, this guy's got -1 valor. So remember on the campaign map, the guy with the armor upgrades showed 0. Now, maybe on the campaign map, they can't display negative valor. But they certainly can on the battle map. And I think this goes to show something that I've observed before, which is that when you have certain valor bonuses or penalties that are a result of traits, they don't fully display on the campaign map when you're looking at your units. So that's something, unfortunately, that you have to get into the battle to actually see. So they're going to deploy over here. I guess we can run up to this hill. We're not going to be running, I guess, but what do they have? Spears. 3 spears and 1 armored spear unit, and they've got archers. So, you know, obviously, this is not good odds for us. But at least we get the rain in our favor. And our feared men will have better valor or morale than their spears. We're fresh. Not sure if they're going to be tired out at all. But we're just going to have to sit and take some arrow fire here. And obviously watch for the armored spears. So I'm thinking I'm going to want to move these guys slightly over to the left once the lines get close. And I'll send my -1 valor general to deal with the right, because this is their weaker side. Let's start moving them now. Alright, I think we gotta move up. So they're just going to stand, I guess, and, you know, receive this charge. See how it goes, right? Now, this, I'm not sure if it's better for us to get out of formation here. Yeah. Oddly enough, our right is winning. I wouldn't have thought that. Look at these armored spears just pushing right up into our ranks. So they did throw in their general. I really like these little fights, though. It's really fun to see the just how the units match up against each other in sort of a static battle line. It's not something you get to enjoy in a lot of the other Total Wars. Even Rome has a very, you know, frenetic battle pace outside of mods. My gosh, look at this hero. He's going uphill and making kills. Alright, we're pushing him back down, but he killed 2 guys on an uphill push. Alright, we finally got him. That's great. I don't think we're gonna win this at all. How many armored spears? 80. That is just an unstoppable tide of mail. If we had one more unit, maybe. There's their general gear. He's still got 84 men. I'm surprised we're holding out this long, honestly. Oh. Let's see. Is this going to have an impact? There's no way. This is where if we had one horseman unit, I think the battle would be completely different. At this point, even if we win in the center, we've got 47 men in our general and 20 wavering guys over here. So they're going to win, absolutely. The armored spears are going to push my Feared up the hill, and pretty soon they're going to rout. So even if we win and rout these 2 units, they can just swing around and kill us. So, no way. Yep, that's the end of that. Interesting. I like seeing it. Alright, so we lost Somerset to the rebels. Better them than the Saxons, honestly. So we're under siege there. We won in the Irish Sea, took out that Saxon boat. Ransom, sure. Let's do it. It's so cheap. And we got Plague in Ski. Okay, the Picts won an alliance. Remember, we were holding off on that. Wanted to make sure there was some prince that we could get a marriage offer on. Okay, we got another son coming along. So Cadwalla is a man of principle and fervent. And Godram, Secret Pride. Okay, Edwald is a good runner. Okay. Yes, he was the hedonist, so that's what it is. -1 valor. But he got a bit of valor in that fight, I guess. Because now he's showing 1. Last turn he was showing 0. Alright, so now we can move a lot of stuff out of Wessex, really. Leave this Feared here. And take back Somerset, probably. Let's move the armored spears down. I know they could hit us in Wicca. So let's get some cheap mercenaries and throw them in as well. Alright, and let's see our influence. That went up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is so cool. So again, just kind of farming the siege relief really has an impact. I was fully prepared after doing that siege relief in Wales to check again and realize that his influence was still 6, because I thought, well, you know, it's not like a 1-to-1 ratio for like every province you conquer you gain 1 influence, and so maybe it's the same way when you're doing siege reliefs for your allies. But no, I mean, unless there's some other factors going on, then we just got a point of influence for that. So that seems to be a direct 1-for-1. Last time we did this, again, we got a point of influence. So allies are useful in that sense, in allowing your king to work up his influence if you happen to be in this kind of situation, which really helps hold out, prevent civil wars, keep the loyalty of your guys high, because again, this is a mercenary unit that I just hired. He's got 5 loyalty, right? And that's because my king's influence is high enough. All right, make it 3,500. All right, okay, so Edward, this is the guy who we have ransomed. And Somerset, or Dornset rather, is now looking very nice. If we go over here, yeah. We've got a spy here. That makes a humongous difference. Let's get some archers just to have something more substantial. Honestly, I shouldn't leave this with just 8 men. But I think I'm going to anyway. Just because I'd rather keep pushing against Saxons. I don't want to let them build up strength. So it looks like they tried to take Cornwall. The king invaded here. He had his sword upraised, and that is an indication that he's invading a territory that he doesn't own. This may be Welsh held. I honestly can't remember. So either way, that did not work out. He's got 26 Huscarls. I have 24. And if the king is still here, that means that this guy will not be leading the army, which is good. One of his princes. Still got a prince over here. Okay. 21. All right, I'm going to start cranking out bishops again. It's been a little while. And let's get them ready to send over to Jutland, because I'd like to kind of fast track this. This is moving up. We got 4 bishops in Hordaland, and it was 87 at the beginning of the episode here, and now just a couple of turns later, it's 88. All right, let's get the taxes a bit lower. Let's go for some archers. And again, move down all the armies. Now, we are building up a little bit on the frontier with Mercia, but, you know, I think they're just going to have to deal with it, right? And I, you know, now that I see the rebels attack us out of Gwent here, I think we probably should leave something in Clyde, right? If we get attacked here, it's going to be a similar situation where we don't have high ground. So you want to leave a little something here. We got 2 spies. We don't need both. Let's move 1 down. And yeah, let's just keep moving. There we go. Actually, we can be a bit smarter about this now. There we go. Now we've got 100 in Dorset, because sometimes you'll get a rebellion even if your loyalty is over 100%. And the text pop-up will tell you that, you know, this is because, you know, low loyalty or you had a garrison, you know, fewer than 100 men. So you do want to pay attention to that, even if all your provinces look green. So this is going to be our big push west into Devon. Let's see what the terrain is going to look like there. Flatland and hills, so they're going to have the height advantage. We're going to have, you know, archers and I think infantry advantage. They've got a decent amount of peasants. They've got horsemen, but I don't think we need to worry about that. Okay, another attack, and very interesting. So I don't know if that attack on Cornwall succeeded or not, but this attack into Deafness did. They've retreated. I'm not sure where they're going to retreat. If they succeeded in Cornwall, they can retreat there. If they succeed up here, how's that going to go, right? So we got Devon, it's under siege, and Somerset is retreating, but the king is now attacking. Oh, very interesting. Bertrick III, I did not expect to have this fight. I kind of thought maybe. We've got a bunch of mercenary Vikings. This is going to be fun. We don't often get to use this many sword units in an English campaign. That's something I kind of wish they had a bit more of for the Anglo-Saxon factions. The only guys who get like swords are the like Celtic factions, not the Irish, but the Picts, the Welsh, the Scots get Highland clansmen, the Vikings get these guys, and that's it. That's like it for sword units, apart from the light Pictish cav, berserkers, I guess, but it's very light on the swords, and you'd think the English would get 1 sword unit, right? It seems very reasonable. But anyway, I think we're going to do just fine here. This is looking very exciting. We might kill the king here. Regardless, we get the rebels out of there, and we can get Somerset back. And let's see, this is an invasion, right? Yeah, so we're going to attack. We're just going to have a nice sword advance. Okay, the Feardmen, that's our weak link. We've even got, oh, okay, I thought we had Huscarls. We don't, but they do. Let's set up a bit more reasonably. Let's do our three-line attack. Yeah, okay, so spears on the left, and, swords in the center and on the right. It's a little weird because they split up your archers, but we'll go with it. All right, they're just way down there. All right, 26 Saxon Huscarls. peasants and spears. Oops, alright, slow down, slow down. Okay, so the armored spearmen, let's go ahead and charge them. Let's charge them. Everyone else move quickly to the right. Move our armored spearmen and the Carls to the left. And, you know, we don't have any woodsmen, which is too bad. Let's go right over here and attack the center. Let's get the Feared and the Carls around the back. Alright, we do need to shore up the Saxon Huscarls. They're just doing too well. How's this going? Fearedmen are losing badly. Great. I want to get the Carls right into the back. I'm just going to keep the Fearedmen, like, here as a threat. Alright, and let's go over here. Armored Spearmen against peasants. The Huscarls could win. So I want to move my general a little bit away. Alright, here comes the king. What else they got? Just archers over there. I'm shocked at this one Fearedman who just now broke. Like, the fact that he didn't break. This guy has got pathetic morale traits. He should have been breaking a long time ago. Right, peasants are routing. Let's get over here into the Saxon Huscarls. We're going to be hitting their king. I'm going to move these archers up because we've got archers in the woods. There may be more troops in the trees. I'm not sure about that. Alright, let's go for the armored spears. After the royal bodyguards, we get a spear sandwich here. And actually, let's go after those archers in the trees with our Celtic units. What do we got here? Saxon Huscarls running away, routed by, what do we have? A bunch of Carls and armored spearmen here. Awesome. Alright, we got nothing to worry about anymore. Okay, definitely 60 archers. Let's just move into the trees. Alright, and we'll just keep on those routers. Okay, maybe we just put them on engage at will now. I'm not sure if that's going to help anything or hurt things. 0 Valor. Losing slightly. Alright, I think we're going to catch their archers. 2-1. Yeah, I think it makes them more aggressive. They don't get the rank bonuses when they get, what is this, engage at will. So I almost never do this, but it felt like they were kind of stalling out there. Alright, everything looking good. It's just the king. And he's fighting a lot more than I would have expected for like a -4 morale loser. Archers are marching very quickly. Let's get our own archers over here to help
the enemy king
pushing them.
Dead.
Awesome.
A noble man making a good end.
Alright, and that's the end of that. Chasing down the archers. We did a pretty good job catching them, too. Nice. Alright, so there is now a succession. And they've got... Okay, they don't even own Cornwall, but it is under siege. And we have Somerset. Oh, interesting. The Mercians made their move, it looks like. Alright, we got some ransom. Yes, Saxon leader has been killed in battle. His heir has taken over command. Oh, this looks very bad right now. But at least we've got the one province here as a border. Okay, second rank for Edwald. I don't know who that would have been. Oh, this guy. This guy who led the attack there to defend Somerset and incidentally found himself crossing swords with the king of the Saxons. Alright, famine halved in Reggit. So let's see how our income is doing. It's doing great. Do you want to keep an eye on public order after you get a famine type situation? 100 is suspect. Let's go down to high for that. Okay, we also have a princess if we're gonna, be in the mood for doing any loyalty adjustments. Okay, so with this, the Mercians have actually made their move, and they have carved out sort of a buffer between the Saxons and us. So we could just leave that, right? We could just leave the Saxons here, leave them to rot. They don't even own this. They're going to get in, well, hopefully, unrecoverable debt. They've got a ridiculous amount of ships. I mean, that's what's depressing about this. And a prince next year should come of age. All right, let's send some bishops over to Hordaland. We could, I'm thinking, what do we do about Mercia, right? They've got this they're going to grab, and they're probably going to eventually make a move on Kent. But notice how long it took them to strike out at Sussex. They really waited until they had a lot of troops here, an overwhelming force. So it might take them a very long time to hit Kent as well. And so what I might want to do is stall and maybe grab some of these other provinces and sort of see if I can get to victory. Right? Like maybe I can get to my my victory without having to go to war with the Mercians. It would be a really weird looking map. But we've owned all of these provinces, or we've owned this at some point in the past. We could buy up some of these units. This would be annoying to fight though. But it might not be a bad idea to like bribe this before someone else gets it. He's irritable. That's a pretty good trait. He's a peasant general though. What have you got? Educated. That's nice. Thinker and builder. And he's the Lord of Gwynedd. He's charming. So I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to try bribing Gwynedd. So let's get our emissaries. All right, we got two of them, Powys and Middlesex. Okay, so let's bring them both over here into Gwynedd. Let's consolidate all of our troops on the borders just in case. In case the Mercians think they need to start something. Oh, actually, we probably want to move guys out of here. All right, so let's leave a feared unit, and everyone else can come. Let's see, over to Dara. That's a stack, I think I want to have a good, strong army around the king. Again, just in case. I could take this army, I think, if it invaded, even if I only had the king here, but why risk it? Let's see what mercs we've got. We've got kerns. Let's grab some. All right, I didn't actually do that. Got to hire them. There we go. And let's bring him down into Wessex or something. We've got an awkward border here, but I don't see much we can do about it for a little while at least. So let's think about building. We know that Wessex is a good Saxon Huscarl place, and this is where they're trained. So they get a +1 valor bonus for that. That's 1,000 florins. Takes 6 years. Let's absolutely do that. Let's train another few spies here because, again, we've got a lot of troops to watch in the area. All right, 76 plus. Actually, let's switch this. So you've got 76 men. Yes, scant mercy. And then I could just disband you because you're a hedonist and a good runner. So get rid of that. And let's leave the armored spears in Somerset, right? Yeah, that's fine. Somerset, I think we can crank up the taxes a little, and let's go for, I've been saying we want horsemen. Let's just get another one. Well, if we want to take advantage of that iron, I think we've got to go up to blacksmith. And we're just going to sit in Devon. I'm not going to attempt to break that siege. And in fact, I think we'll sit there pretty much everywhere else. Let's see, did we do any other building? You know, let's just get a keep going in Bernicia, just to get that next level. And you know, we could also think about going up to the Orcades with this army here, because this is a great army. So let's build up a little bit, so we can have some kind of training. Ski, there's not really a lot of point. Let's get a boat. And I mean, the Valor bonus here is for Highland Clansmen, so I'm thinking, okay, we can't make a lot of use of this as a recruiting province. So I don't think building makes a lot of sense there. The only place there's iron is Fib, but this is such a weird province to develop, right? We don't get Pictish Cav, so the Valor bonus is useless to us. Tradable goods are here, but also iron, so you want to use it, but you've got to build for trade and ships and so on. So it's just, Scotland is weird to develop. Lothian, I've barely touched. Let's get a little bit going there. And here, yeah, copper mine complex. Okay. Okay, we're invaded once again by the rebels. I think I can do this, because my spearmen can hold off theirs, even both units, I think. My horsemen take out their archers. Alright, how do I do this again? It's not that, it's control and that. Yes, not that I need to, because you could just group them all and click them, but okay, that's what we're going to do. You guys are going to get up here. Again, it's very good weather for us to defend against archers. And I want to actually try to catch him off guard a little bit. Ideally, these archers are going to move in such a way that I can pick them off with my cav. But probably if I go up here, their spearmen are going to go uphill towards my cav. They may do that anyway. Winning slightly. We've got one valor. They've got 0, I think. Alright, it looks like they're just pushing straight in, which is actually great. It seems like a dumb move on their part. So we can deal with the archers. Losing. Yeah, they're losing badly. We're losing badly. I don't know how that works. Maybe just their massive spears is pushing us back. That would be really cool, actually, if it worked that way. I don't know if it does. All right, let's get them routing and then head back up. Alright, kill a few of them. Not too many. Did we lose some valor? We did. We had some valor in our armored spearmen. And we lost it. Alright, let's go up here. We'll hit him in the flank. I think that'd be better than fighting uphill, even though a rear charge is usually better. Evenly matched. How are they doing so well? Well, it is expert difficulty. Right, yeah, they're going to come back, but there's only 15 of them. Okay, let's now hit their spearmen. Alright, that was not quite the shock that we wanted. It's helping. It's very risky, but let's try this again. Alright, we did take a couple of losses pulling out of that. Numbers are about even. Let's hit the spearmen again. The armored spears are... looks like they're beating ours. Time to pull back. Alright, and now we get them off of our armored spears. Let's go on a sort of a trip here. 53 versus 58. Oh shoot, I misjudged that. Alright, we're getting caught. Gonna lose a horse or two. Alright, we've got to go up here now. Alright, it's time for an uphill rear charge. And we're really at risk of getting caught. Notice how we're not moving fast anymore. So this may not work at all. 55, 54. Alright, we gotta go. Oh, we got our point of valor back at least. This kind of feels like BS expert level combat modifiers because, again, two on paper identical units in terms of stats. I'm uphill. Get out of there, get out of there. Alright, I don't want to play anymore. Come on. I mean... no, screw you. Alright, Egbert has come of age. That is good. Yes, Ethelwulf is a good runner. Fine, fine, fine. You know, again, this is the expert difficulty, so you get something like a... or the AI gets a +4 to morale or something like that. So that's part of it, but it's not the whole story, because how a unit of mine which had 1 valor to their 0 valor kept getting pushed back. That's the difficulty level, giving, you know, AI bonuses and stuff. And you know, a lot of times you don't notice it because you're fighting larger battles, but when you have these small battles, it's nice because you can see how things work. But sometimes you see things that you're like, oh, there's the difficulty kicking in. So they're just monsters, I guess. Okay, but our prince now, our only heir, Prince Egbert's secret pride, that's okay. You know, it's obviously hurting his command a little bit, but valor is nice. He's a great warrior. So he's going to want to get in the thick of things. That's great. What is his command? It's 3. I mean, so this is going to develop to into pride, I guess, which is going to be worse for command going forward. But that's not the end of the world. We do have to kick out these very stupid rebels. So I need to take some time to do that, I guess. Probably do this with just mercenaries. Yeah, there you go. We'll just do that. And honestly, that's a battle I'll auto-calc happily if they stick around to fight it. Let's see, what else do we want to do? I think we want to train some... let's go for some horse. Probably it would have been better for another armored spear here, or another, even just a regular fearedman. That would have been good. Okay, so Red Wolf II is now 46. He's now at 8 influence, which is really great. And he's got a decent heir. You know, obviously acumen is not a strong point here. Piety is not a strong point. He's also not great in terms of dread, but he is a fighter. So that'll be, I think, fitting for our last few episodes here as we finish out the campaign. Let's see, we've got 1 emissary in Gwynedd. We've got another one on the way. I think we'll wait one more turn for him to get in there. And then try our bribery. We're going to try simultaneous bribes of both of those stacks and hope that we have enough money to make it happen. Let's see. No other real training to be done. This army up here is... It's an interesting army. Alright, we're going to need to, I guess, spend some time building some more ships. Saxon ships, look at this, a 4-star boat leader with a longbow. Alright, let's get a boat up here then, since we've got the ability there. And it looks like the Mercians got Sussex. Good for them. And we'll move our spy over here, and yeah, we're going to get one more there. Probably put him into Wessex. Alright. Yeah, let's go another armored spear, and we've got to develop this too, because this, of course, has iron. There's no reason for us not to. So let's go for armor first, I guess. I'm not really sure what's the better move there, and go for some feared while we're doing it. Clyde also has iron, actually, and I've been neglecting it because for so long this was a hot border between me and the Saxons, and it didn't seem to be sensible to put too much investment into a place that we might lose. So yeah, 89% Catholicism in Hordaland. Let's see, at some point, you know, I think we're going to get a conversion. Okay, interesting. So the Saxons still have boat capability. So this is King Edmund I. And we can't because we sallied effectively, we can't just retreat to the castle here. So in effect, by moving in these troops, we doomed Somerset, because now we have to flee, which is kind of foolish. It seems like we should be able to just turn around and get back in the fort and have these mercs go back up to Hwiccup, but that's not the way it works. So I think we're just going to abandon. We're going to lose there. Alright, we're going to throw some big armies at these jerks because I'm getting irritated. This little back and forth. So let's go down here. Let's put the prince into this stack because honestly we've got another prince coming in 4 years. Let's wait on mercenaries. We can't use them this turn anyway. Okay, and let's get a boat here. Let's go for the next level of boats. Take out the Saxons. We should probably get some of these guys down south, actually. Alright, so I'll do that. You two can come down here and at least cause trouble for them. We got Devon, though, which is pretty great. So I think now we could pin the Saxon king, and he's got no place to retreat. We got some mercenaries here. We got Viking Raider Cav, which is a unit that looks far better than it is. It's just got this cool mask helm kind of thing, but they are not very good. The Vikings are not known for the cavalry, and for good reason. But we'll take them anyway. We'll take some horsemen too. Why not? So you are all available now. Let's send you in. Since I've got everybody here, well, you guys should probably stay. So you've got no particularly bad traits, but yeah, I will disband you, and I guess we'll retrain the horse unit. Let's send all of you mercenaries this time. And actually, we'll send... Because we're not really under much threat from the west, from Cornwall. So that should be totally sufficient. Yep, let's go with another spy. Let's go with our church. Take 6 years. And here we want to keep, I think, cranking out armored spears. And quick, what do we want to build? Let's just wait, actually. I think if you build up too much in a province with an inn, the rate of mercenaries decreases, what I understand. So here we've got a big battle coming up, but it looks like we are at just about a good time for us to quit. So the battle for King Edmund. Oh, why not? Let's do it. Let's do it anyway. It's such a small force. I know this is going to put us a little longer than I would like the episode to be, but I think we got to do it. Okay, let's attack. We've got a bunch of archers, but this will be pretty dramatic. And this way we don't have to lead with the archers. We can just kind of keep them in the back, picking stuff off. We've got lots of mercenaries again, thanks to our great wealth. It's a mix, our front line, of armored spears and huskarls and whatnot. So they're going to be right below us here. Let's see, Feardmen, Spearmen, Archers, Peasants, and then their cav. Now they can't retreat. So even if we don't capture the king in this battle, that's okay because he's got nowhere to retreat to. So we're going to probably get a ransom, unless they just decide that they don't care about money anymore and they just want to go with their old their heir that's tucked away in Cornwall. That would probably be their better move, honestly. Right, let's get the Huskarls out. Let's go ahead and charge in. We're going to receive the charge on our spears. And Feardmen up. Right, Feardmen can hit the peasants. Armored Spearmen can help with the Huskarls. Actually, I want the Feards to get involved. There we go. Oh, our Kerns are aiming too. That's very nice. Okay, we've got some routing almost right here, but it's okay. Because help is coming. Let's actually help out right here in our center, which is looking quite weak. There we go. Alright, let's get the general involved. Just chase their archers, and let's hit the king with our Carls. You know, I don't know how that fight's going to go. It doesn't matter. They're mercenaries. So we've got 80 armored spearmen who are now free. Feardmen and woodsmen to help out. Right, let's go after their peasants up there. How are the Carls doing? They're losing. You know, that's fair. Against royal bodyguards, you know, they're a sword unit. It doesn't surprise me. It's royal bodyguards, okay. Nine royal bodyguards winning, but the Carls are holding on. Oh, not anymore. Shouldn't have said that. Okay, let's get Feared through here. Their king could now go after my general. Let's get the assembly point. We've got some mercenaries. I didn't arrange that at all. So I have no idea who's coming. All right. Those Celtic warriors are going to get hit in the back. Let's bring the woodsmen, though. Those Viking Carls have pretty decent morale. There's only a few of them. They rallied pretty quickly. Alright, 7 royal bodyguards left. Our woodsmen, I think, would do a pretty good job of them. Who are we still fighting? Okay, we're just chasing routers at this point. Except for the king. So it'd be nice to corner him if we can. Let's see if we can sacrifice those Carls to stop him. Alright. Alright. Woodsman, man. Cut, like, 3 of them down pretty fast. And now we've got our horseman general chasing the routing king. Let's see. Yeah, everyone else is going away. I think we have a good chance of catching him. Not that it matters too much here because he's got nowhere to retreat to, I think.
The enemy king is a prisoner of your victorious soldiers.
All right. Love hearing that. So now we'll see if they're going to bother to ransom him. We've got Somerset. Saxons are still in it. Oh, that's right. How did they get that? The rebels... That's right, because I just fled, so I gave it to them. That's why. All right, but we've got the king. Now we'll see if he gets ransomed. So we lost 2 ships to sink one of theirs in the Irish Sea. Okay, yep, ransom refused. Edmund I, they didn't have the money to pay for him, sadly. So the heir of the Saxons, he's going to take over. Irish want an alliance. We're going to wait. We're going to try for a marriage. But first... Let's see how the bribery is going to look. 2,000 and 3,000. So hopefully this is going to work. You know, none of these guys have loyalty traits, but they can sure develop them as you attempt and fail bribery. I think we're getting close here. We've got Somerset back essentially. I'm going to go ahead and just probably auto-resolve that assault. Let's move my guys down here. We may as well grab Cornwall. And then in the next episode, it'll probably be more of this, right? Cleaning up, seeing if we can capture Wales or parts of it. And then moving our attention maybe into the distant north as well. So let's go ahead and train up an emissary or 2 just so I can see that that's what I'm doing. And then I hope you will join me in the next episode where we see how we can bring this campaign to a conclusion, maybe without having to betray our allies, the Mercians. But we'll see. Check you out in the next one. Until then, take care.